Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food on both Facebook and YouTube. And I heard this term yesterday and it really went to me like nothing else. So I've stolen it, here we are. And I feel that most of us could probably identify. Do you or did you have a blistered relationship with food? Oh, I loved that. My relationship with food is totally blistered, much more than before. I mean, I was a train wreck before, and unconscious, really, through my 20s. No, my mid-20s, because my mid-20s I started in Overeaters Anonymous, so I recognized that there was some sort of whack-a-mole problem going on with all the different addictions, food being the refuge, of course, from the harsher ones. But I was totally unconscious as an obese little child, a fat little girl, and that wouldn't fit into normal clothes, and so would wear normal girl little dresses back when they had to be those crunchy dresses, with sweaters, with cardigans to cover up that they wouldn't button. I must have been horrible to my mother. No wonder she drank. So anyway, blistered relationships with food. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean to you? I know to me it means that, things would just build up. I would binge. It would be a blister. It would pop. It would have to heal. I would work around it. It just had no answers. There was just no clarity whatsoever. And I'm one of those that really loves clarity. I really do best with it. And when I understand things, when I understand my food, and also with the food tracked, I do so much better with that when it's working that way. I don't do well with food in a free fall position, like nothing's really tracked. I don't really know what I'm having. Not good for me. And so with my blistered relationship with food, of course, it's such a totally personal thing, and if you're, I don't know, dating or engaged or married or, just in these relationships with other people, these intimate relationships, they have no idea what's going on in your head the whole time. And I can't remember what the name of that book was, but it was so astounding to me when it's a picture of a fat little girl on the beach. And it's recent, in the last few years. And she went out to eat with her fiance at the time, and all he wanted her to do was just stop it. Just stop it. Stop looking at the menu. Stop doing the calories in your head. Stop trying to figure out what portions were. Just enjoy this this meal, please. And I can so identify with that. It's just ridiculous. And I was thinking this morning, I have a food event tonight and I have a food event on Tuesday. And I'm eating before I go tonight because I don't know what they're serving. And I just don't want, I don't know. There's going to be hundreds of people there, and I'm just not into eating with hundreds of people. Do any of you feel that way? And then on Tuesday, how do you even explain, well, are you going to have grains? Well, will there be sugar? Well, will there be macaroni things and, mystery meats and what's in the dressing? How much sugar is in the dressing? I mean, it's by the time I get done with all of my, picky owning little things, it's like no wonder I like to just eat at home, because I have control over what the ingredients are. And so have any of you, as you've gone further into your journey with your food plan or your lifestyle plan or your way of eating, your woe, do any of you feel the same way? Is it just too much to even think of winging it at these food events? And I guess a blistered relationship, I I guess that probably means that maybe I'm thin-skinned about my food, and it's just easier for me to take care of what it is that I need to do for me and not get all wrapped up in a place that I could get blistered by other people's food at these events, you know, the hotel trays of things. And so anyway, I'm just not sure. I know I'm weird about food, and it's when I'm making my own, you know, my blistered relationship with food feels healed because I'm aware of the contents and I'm, you know, I hate to say in control because are we really? But I get to make the choices for what I'm going to be eating, and I don't have to like debate it, explain it. Do any of you feel that you have to do that? You know, I guess we haven't really come that far when we're with other people that don't understand the way that we eat, and they might even question it. You know, it's one thing if they just go, you know, I really like how you eat. I wish you'd cook for me, which somebody does to me all the time at work. Or the ones that say, how come you eat that? Why don't you get sick of that? How come you're always having that? You know, where you have to kind of explain. And it's like, I'm not asking you, you know, questions about yourself or your choices. Like, how come you end up eating 8 pieces of candy at the staff meeting? You know, I'm not asking those questions. And so, you know, but because I don't want to, because of course I'm so sensitive about my stuff. So of course I'm not going to ask somebody why they keep doing that. It's just, I guess it's just like being sober. You just be the power of example. And, you know, that's the way that it rolls. You don't query somebody. I mean, I would if I saw something I liked and I'd say, well, you know, what's in that? Or how do you do that? Especially online when I see all these different wonderful recipes that are either grain-free or maybe sugar-free or keto or paleo or any of the, you know, and I read all the ingredients and I say, well, that would work with what I'm having. How does that work? And if I can't get enough information from the recipe alone, I do a little, you know, research and try to find a website that caters to whatever that certain thing is and go with it. And so, you know, healing my blistered relationship with food continues. And I guess it gets a little blistered when I have to go to an event where it's not like there's scrutiny, but people are certainly looking at, you know, what I'm doing with my food. I mean, they don't really care unless I don't want to insult them that I'm not eating their food, but I really don't want to. Does this make sense? Do any of you do this? And I guess there's just a part of me that says, hey, I'm 65. If I want to bring my own salad to an event and just say, you know, because to be honest with you, the Tuesday event, I was emailed and I was told that if I had a food issue to let them know by yesterday afternoon so they could make accommodations. And they were, she said, we have one vegetarian. So I don't know. I'll go and be as gracious as I can if there's like, you know, some sort of protein. You know, I'll just go and see. And I think that it's very generous that these people want to feed their guests. And so, you know, I'll just see. But tonight's event, I will eat before I go, because there's just hundreds of people and it's just crazy and all that kind of stuff. And so my anxiety says, take care of yourself before and then have a little numb after when you get home to undo the day. And that to me is safe, and that is my salve for my blistered relationship with food. Does any of this make sense to you guys today? I always welcome your comments, and I always love it when people identify. I don't feel so strange in the head about the food. And I guess it will always continue. It's just a day at a time, handling the situations that come up and learning the verbiage to just stop the conversation, unless there's a curiosity with them that's a flattery one. You know, if they're flattered that and want to know more, that's one thing. But if they're like, why do you eat that? Like it's a salad, you know. Oh, God. Crazy, crazy world. Thank you for listening. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. How's your blistered relationship with food?